Hi everyone, my name is Kamal Kumar Patel. I am a software engineer. In this video, we will see sum functions in Excel. So there are different types of sum functions. Those are sum if, and sum ifs. So we'll see each of them in detail in this video. This is my Excel sheet, and here I am maintaining my expense for this week. These are the expenses and these are the amounts. Now on this data, we'll apply the different sum functions. Let's start with the sum function. So the sum function adds the numbers of the selected cells or a given range that we'll see here. So to apply the sum function, let's select this cell and first we'll type equal to and then we'll write sum, and here you can see the first option is sum function. We'll select this and you can see the arguments, those are number 1, number 2 and so on and so on. So first we'll select this cell, then comma this cell, and then comma this cell. So like that we have to select all the cells separated by comma, but that is not the best way. So the best way is, let's first remove all this. We'll select the first cell and we'll press Ctrl Shift down arrow. So it will select all the cells for the given column, and then to go back we'll press Ctrl and backspace. So you can see here equal to sum and the range is D3 to D23, and now we'll close the bracket and press enter. So you can see the sum total is 72,750 rupees, and if you click on this cell you can see the formula in this formula bar, that is equal to sum D3 to D23. Let's check if it is correct or not. So again we will select this first cell and then Ctrl Shift down arrow, and here you can see the sum is 72,750 rupees. So our calculation is correct. But if you don't want to select all the cells of the column, let's say I want to sum my expenses for 1st of Jan and 4th of Jan and not others. So for that what we'll do, equal to sum, select this one. So we'll select all these cells of 1st January, comma all these cells of 4th of January. So you can see equal to sum D3 to D5 and then D12 to D14. So these are the two ranges where we want to get the sum. Now close the bracket and press enter, and you can see the sum total is 22,890 rupees. So if you add these three numbers, these three expenses and then these three expenses of 4th of January, so it will come as 20,890 rupees. So that is how you can select specific ranges in a given column. Here the first one shows the sum of all the cells, all the expenses in the given column. But here in the second one, we have selected specific ranges of the column. Next we will see the SUMIF function. So that is basic sum operation with some criteria. SUMIF function adds the numbers in a range that meet a given criteria. Here we will see how it works. So here in this cell, we will apply the SUMIF function. So now we will do the sum where the expense is cab. Okay, so here you can see there are different expenses. So I want to know how much I have spent only on cab. Okay, so it will do the sum operation with a given condition, that is the expense should be cab. So what I will do, in this cell equal to sum and the second option is SUMIF, I will select this one, and here you can see there are three different arguments: range, criteria and sum range. So range is basically the range where it will check the condition. So in our case it will be the expense column. So what we will do, select the first cell, then Ctrl Shift down arrow, now Ctrl backspace, it will come back here, then comma, the second argument is criteria. So here criteria is cab. So we can specify the absolute value within double quotes, that is cab, and then comma, and then we need to select the sum range. Sum range will be the amount column. So we will select the first cell, then Ctrl Shift down arrow, then Ctrl backspace. So here you can see equal to SUMIF C3 to C23 cab and then D3 to D23. Now press enter and it will give us the value as 780 rupees. Let's verify. So here we'll put a filter. We'll put the filter here, and in this expense column I'll only select the cab, this one. Okay, and I have three records, three rows where the expense is cab, and these are the amounts. If I select all these three cells, here you can see the sum is 780 rupees. So here also it is showing 780 rupees. So our calculation is correct. Let's remove the filter. So here if you see the formula, that is SUMIF C3 to C23, and the criteria we have given as the absolute value, that is cab. But the best way is to give the reference, not the absolute value. So here we'll give the reference as this cell where we have specified cab. So we'll select this cell. So now you can see here in the criteria it is I1. Okay, so whatever is there in I1 cell, accordingly it will give us the value. And now in this formula, if we press enter, it is giving us the same result, that is 780 rupees. And now if we change the value here in cab in this I1 cell, let me put food order. I'll copy this and I'll put it here. paste it, and it will change the value as 4200. Okay, so I have spent 4200 in food order. So to verify this, let's put the filter again. So again we have three records where the expense is food order and these are the amounts. If I select all this, then here the sum is 4200. So here also it shows the same value, so our calculation is correct. So that is how in our formula we can give reference, not the absolute value. So that is how SUMIF function works. Next we'll see the SUMIFS function. SUMIFS adds all the numbers that meet multiple criteria. So here first let's remove the filter, and now I want to do the sum where the expense is cap, and I'll put one more column here. Let me insert one more column and I'll give the column name as description. And now again let's filter for cap. So now for these three records in the description column, I'll write office, then here I'll put market, then again I'll put office. Let's remove the filter, and now I want to calculate the sum where the expense is cap and it is for office, not for the market. So now I have two conditions. The expense should be cap and it should be only for office. So in this case, like here it says, adds all the numbers that meet multiple criteria. So here we have multiple criteria. So now we need to consider these two columns, expense and description. Here I have cap and here I'll put office. In this cell we'll do the calculation equal to sum. The third option is SUMIFS. Select this one, and here the arguments are sum range, criteria range 1, criteria 1, and so on and so on. So we have different criteria range and criteria. So first the sum range will be this amount column. So we will select this cell, then control shift down arrow, then control backspace, comma, criteria range. So the first criteria range will be this expense column. We'll select this, then go back, comma. Now the criteria will be here in this expense column, we need to select cap. So we'll use the reference here, cap, that is amount cell, comma. Now next criteria range 2. So here that will be this description column, comma. Now criteria 2 will be office. So here we'll take the reference of this cell where we have office. So we'll select this cell, that is N1. And now we're done. We'll close the bracket and press enter. So here it is giving us the value is 590. Let's verify. Let's put the filter. First in the expense column, we'll select only cap. Okay. And now in the description column, we'll select only office. So here we have only two records. So if you select all these cells, you can see the sum is 590 rupees. So here also we have got 590 rupees. So our calculation is correct. Now under description column, we'll remove this office and we'll only select market. So now for these two conditions, the amount is 190 rupees. So here in this cell, we'll put market. I'll change this to market here. We can see it is giving us the result as 190 rupees. So our calculation is correct. That is how SUMIFS works. So that is basically the sum operation with multiple conditions that applies across different columns. That's all about different sum functions in Excel. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and that's all for this video.